Alright, we're pulling into Big Sky, I think this is called. I'll have to find a street sign to figure it out. I don't remember what this was called. But it's like the longest main street in America is what we're going down now. It slows down to 45 through here a few spots. We'll just kind of watch the trees through the woods. There's resorts over here and all kinds of stuff. Slawville. Slawville? I don't know. Whatever the hell this place is called, it's a place. Yeah, basically, you just gotta slow down, not go through the towns at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Which is pretty smart when you think about it. You know, one, it saves, people getting run over on the snowmobiles, and two, you can look at the town a little more. So, alright, let's kind of go down this one. I'll probably run this at 65, because it's pretty dry, it's just been salted. It's kind of nice. All I want to talk about today. I don't really have too much on my mind. Everything's been kind of nice and easy the last few weeks. Just been kind of out running around, working, saving up money for the dentist. That's like the biggest excitement in my life right now. I got my scooter sitting next to me. I'm in a loaner truck right now. That's something I should have mentioned. My other truck, it had a radiator break, and then it started leaking oil like a sieve after they fixed that, so I'm guessing it got more pressure. Passing by the snowplow turnarounds. And here we're coming into another little town. You can kind of see the snowplow. He's not like full bore in it, so I don't think we're going to get covered in brown snow. And all that fun. I don't know, you'll kind of get like a narrowed view. My peripheral vision goes a little further than the cell phone does, but I don't have like a fisheye lens or anything like that to try and figure it out. That's the sign that tells us how fast we're going. We just passed. There's, a couple little markets, a resort, and all that. Usually there'll be some snowmobilers out in here. You can see the snowmobile sign there. But, a lot of it is just, too small for the semi to pull into easily. Because I really don't want to have to try and flip around in somewhere where it's partially plowed and there's like 3 feet of snow, 4 feet of snow. There's like 4 feet of snow on each side of the road. If I pull off somewhere and I can't flip around, there's some pretty good sized snowbanks I'd have to contest with, but that is what it is. Just kind of go down the tree laden roads. Recreational crossing through here. I think I'm gonna have my energy drink. I usually try and keep it to one a day, unless I'm really just dragging. So far, it's been a pretty good job. I probably would have tried to take it up earlier on in life, but for the numbers I figured out and ran everything, the way I live my life, I'm not paying my ex-wife like $60,000 in child support. And it's all legal because, you can't, they can charge me money that I'm not making, but it was harder for them, so they gave up on it eventually. I'm only paying about $1,000 a month for the back stuff, and that's mostly from them trying to take my driver's license away because I was ignoring them and they wouldn't like that. Rockstar. Yeah, I usually drink Rockstar or Red Bull. I don't much care for Monster. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, I'm just kind of first year and a half of driving. Let's see how this all goes for me. I don't mind it. It's kind of nice. I've had people ask if it's lonely. I don't really get lonely because I'm used to being by myself. I've been doing it for most of my life. So, I'm going to see a few people on a regular basis, and that's about it. Nothing else really goes on. Just keep on rolling down the road. I don't know how well this shows up on the camera, but it's snowing a little bit. It's just kind of fluffy snowing. It's not really enough to do anything. So, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, this area through here is kind of nice. It's basically just a long, straight stretch through the mountains. You don't really see a lot of deer up here because there's not very much water in the winter and summer. It's dry. Most of the deer are in like the lowlands and all that, where I made my first video. You see them every so often. Yeah, for the most part, don't really see a lot of deer around here, so that's semi, not the one that's broken down, but the one before that. So he's passing me, and I notice on the side of the road there's this dark blob that I couldn't quite figure out what it was. My headlights didn't really see it very well. It was 65, middle of the night. So I end up running over the neck and shoulders of a deer. It goes underneath the truck and then hits the post that holds up the trailer and threw it in the ditch. So that, it went airborne and just launched off. And then the truck smelled bad for like a day until I could go get it washed. I did kind of feel bad for the folks at the Blue Beacon. That was, not so much fun. Because it was already partially decomposed and all that. So halfway into the street, and if I hadn't hit the deer, I'd hit another semi, and that was the lesser of two evils. So that's that story. The other deer was a magic deer. My truck, the old one that I traded in already, was having problems with its cruise control. So I figured it was probably a loose wire or a connection, because after I hit the deer and it went a little airborne and landed in a ditch, I got to explain how that happened. The cruise control worked for about 3 days, and then it went back to the sputtering. It works when it wants to, kind of thing. Beyond that, it's just been smooth sailing, driving on black ice every so often, just keep the truck straight. Does all right. So it is what it is, and that's a lot of what it is. Just driving down the road, straight lines. I've got probably 3 hours till I get fuel, which will put me at like 4 o'clock. I'll probably be back in Salt Lake City at around 6 or 7 tonight. And then try and figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow and the dentist-y things. Yep, another little town. Yeah, so all of this stuff that I just drove through is supposedly one long main drag of towns. So that's kind of neat when you think about it. There's little lodges and ski resorts and all that stuff all along here. Most of them are tucked off into the trees for soundproofing purposes, because you don't need to be hearing semis rumbling by at like 2 a.m. when you're trying to relax on vacation. That's the extent of it. Not much else. There's another river we're going to pass. I passed a few rivers on this run. Seen River. This is Buffalo River. Okay, there we go. I was looking for that sign. They actually cleared it off. It wasn't like that the other day. So yeah, we just passed over the Buffalo River in Idaho. There's a ranger station off to my left, but I've never actually been in there, because it's, again, semi, and they don't exactly